Well, this is another Drama Goblins. I like this comment here that you have. You say, I'm very interested in the idea of primordial
Yeah.
evil soaking a place and making the logical elements break down somewhat. And this is a very actually common thing. So this is one thing a lot of people don't seem to understand. And that is that a lot of ancient people believed, like, we have this idea of there's the natural and the supernatural. And ancient people didn't have that predilection. They didn't have that idea of of like there's this separation between the material and the immaterial, the natural and the supernatural. Everything was natural. Ghosts, spirits, demons, uh, these things, spirits, monsters that live in deep dark places are just as real as the bear over here, you know, or the person that lives over here, or this like this concept is that we have of like this sort of arbitrary separation between natural and supernatural didn't exist for most of human existence. This is a very novel new thing. And so I think that's why a lot of people struggle with this concept. And the only reason I have not struggled with it is reading mythology
Yeah.
and kind of diving into a lot of older religions, you know. And I'll come out and say too, like part of it is a religious aspect. There is a religious aspect to this. Like I'm currently inquiring into Eastern Orthodoxy, and this is a big deal in Eastern Orthodoxy. There's this concept that, like, for instance, sin, when you sin, it's not just something that like immaterial that happens within you. It actually affects the space around you. That's why like incense is important to purify a place. That's why prayers are important to purify a place. This is like a very ancient mindset that was a near universal mindset that it didn't matter what religion you had. Most people believed this. And considering that D&D in particular is a medieval fantasy adventure game, it takes place in a setting where people hold this kind of belief. So, you know,
Well, I'm not religious, but I am European, and I've grown up on a lot of like just like even just like Loki, like European mythology, and it's like European mythology is like full of that stuff. It's like, yeah, don't go into that circle of mushrooms because like bad things will happen. Don't go out into the mist at night or the white ladies will get you. That's like European mythology is like steeped in like mystery and like crazy shit that you can't explain. You know, it has like the whole thing about goblins is like literally based on like European mythology, like concepts of like, you know, these creatures that like live underground, and yeah, you don't want to meet them. So yeah, like I don't know why people have such an issue with the whole mythical underworld thing.
Well, especially in Christian and even pagan eschatology, nature was often considered satanic.
Yeah.
And that's why you had depictions of things like werewolves and witches that go out into the woods and they perform these rituals, these pagan rituals. They're out in the forest, like it's almost like humans returning to nature, and that's seen as like an anathematic to, you know, religious belief. Like that's like the Antichrist almost, like, because that's counter to everything that humanity is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.